Hi, I'm Andrew Bogue, and this is Medix on the Spot, Virtual Edition. Yes, Medix on the Spot is once again coming to you from Medix home offices across the United States. Now, while the way we work and look for work has undergone some massive updates lately, there's one element of the job search that has withstood the test of time. Yes, it's that document you've been meaning to update for months, the cover letter's best friend, sometimes spelled with the accent mark over the E and also the other E, other times looking suspiciously like the word resume. I'm, of course, talking about the resume. Now, while you might not be printing out a paper resume and hand delivering it to an office anymore, you're going to have to submit it to an employer in some sort of digital format before your next job interview. That's why I decided to talk with 3 Medix hiring experts today to get their best advice for resumes. Check it out. Right, so I'm going to start off with the first question. I want to warn you, it's pretty intense, but it's what should show up at the very tippy top of your resume. Can you let us know what your first name is?
Chloe.
My name is Cole.
Dimple.
Before we get into the questions for today, I wanted to see if you could share just a little bit about yourself, your background here at Medix, what you do, and when you're not working from home, which office you're working out of.
Yeah, so I'm located in our Scottsdale office. I have been with Medix for just about 3 years now and sell our revenue cycle. So I'm an account manager over our revenue cycle line of business.
I work out of the Houston office. I manage our operations for the office and have been there for 8 years.
So I work out of our Rockville, Maryland office, and I oversee our biotechnology division for the DC, Virginia, and Maryland areas.
What is the most common mistake you see job seekers make when submitting their resume digitally?
Grammatical errors.
The first one, I think, is a lack of detail. So not being maybe thorough in your accomplishments. And I think the other would be not proofreading.
Is there one perfect way that a resume should be organized to include these sections, or can there be variations on that?
I absolutely think there can be variations. I think it'll depend on the job you're applying for and, what you think is most relevant to those jobs. I think the standard resume is, contact information, education, professional experience, maybe accomplishments as a subsection of that professional experience. And then maybe at the bottom, additional skills and then references available on request.
You want to cut to the chase, in my opinion, as quickly as possible. So you want the meat or the body of the resume, visible on the first page, especially if your resume is longer than one page.
In many situations, less is more. So giving obviously the details of what your career accomplishments are, but then also the basic information in terms of your education and where you stand are going to be the essentials that we're wanting to see every time, or at least I'm wanting to see.
How would you say to go about dealing with a gap in work on your resume?
Specifying on your resume, what you were doing in that time frame, or at least listing, unemployed or laid off due to, in this example, COVID-19.
I think it depends on the length of the gap. If there is something that took you out of work for a couple of years, if you are doing some sort of summary or cover page that you're including, addressing that is a really good idea. I think if it's a couple month gap, things are understandable.
But I would say just state it on your resume, if you were laid off or furloughed, mentioning that, it was due to COVID.
So I'm going to mix things up a little bit, and I'm going to try sort of a rapid fire question round with you here.
All right.
And I'm calling this section keep or cut.
Okay.
And I'm going to describe a part of a resume to you, and I want your advice on whether we should keep it or cut it.
All right, let's do this.
In the education section, GPA.
Ooh. Cut.
Cut.
The phrase references available upon request.
Keep.
Include them.
Back up to the top, objective statement.
Cut.
I would say keep as long as it's short.
A professional photo or headshot.
Cut.
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 Well, thank you so much for joining the show today. I feel like I'm much smarter when it comes to resumes, and I hope you're enjoying your time working at home.